okay? Might show a little thing asking if you approve the recording and everything, but yes, we do go ahead and record these. So welcome, without further ado, to another Wellness Wednesday. Today we are going to be focusing on staying mobile. So my name's Shawn. I am the Dignity at Home program coordinator. So we'll talk a little bit about my program kind of towards the end. I kind of go over all of our programs at the end, but we're going to be talking about some really good strategies, I think, about just staying mobile. So moving around, okay? And then to start, these are recorded, okay? So we post them on not just YouTube, but our website and our Facebook page, okay? So again, if you feel uncomfortable, just feel free to turn off your camera and you can hopefully engage and still talk with us though, okay? So any previous recordings can be viewed on YouTube. You can just type in Wellness Wednesday, they should pop up. I have had better success of typing in Wellness Wednesday and the month or just a number. Usually the month works pretty good, okay? So this program is done pretty much by Healthy Aging Association. I know I should have talked a little bit more about myself in the very beginning, but my name is Shawn. I am the program coordinator for Dignity at Home Fall Prevention Program, and I am a health educator. So I work with Healthy Aging. I've been with them since November. It's been about 8 months. I love it. Great. A little bit more about me. I'm currently in school at Cal State Stanislaus. I'm working on a degree in kinesiology with focus in exercise science and an even deeper focus in rehabilitation. My goal is to become a physical therapist. I have worked in a physical therapy clinic as an aide for 3.5 years before coming here. And yes, I'm originally from Los Angeles. So I'm from down south and I moved up here about a year ago. Okay. And so this is from Healthy Aging Association. We're a nonprofit. Our mission is pretty much just to help older Americans live longer, healthier, and the key word, more independent lives for this class, right? So we're going to be promoting these increased physical activity and sound health with nutrition practices, okay? So I'd like to point out that independence, we're trying to keep independent here, right? So to start this off a little bit, we're going to go ahead and talk about startling statistics. I do like this slide. I use it for all of mine pretty much. It talks about that about 36 million falls are reported yearly among older adults. That's a lot, okay? Leading to more than 32,000 deaths per year. 1 out of 5 falls results in an injury, okay? And most hip fractures are due to a fall. It's 95% it's showing down here, okay? So, you know, if it's just 1 out of 5 falls that are an injury, it's pretty likely that injury could be a hip fracture. If you haven't heard before, hip fractures can be a leading cause to kind of going downhill. You know, you're in a hospital bed. It takes a while to heal from. You don't get to move around too much. It can be a serious injury. Okay, so falls are preventable. Okay, this is our goal here: prevent falls. All right, and there is a statistic that shows in here that women do tend to fall more frequently than men. 3/4 of all hip fractures too. Okay, so that is something that does occur. Okay, and it's just I wanted to bring that up because I usually do have more of a female dominant audience. All right, so I want to start off with engaging with all of you a little bit on what are some ways that you think you can improve your mobility. Anybody have any ideas out there? You can just shout them out. Beth's already got her hand up. Go for it, Beth.
One of the best ways that I have found to improve my mobility is walking.
Mm-hmm.
And
Great.
I don't mean fast walking or race walking. I mean simple, gentle, slow, start slow. Like my first walk, I went to the end of the driveway and back. And right now in my recovery.
Great.
And then yesterday, I went to the end of the driveway and then over to the mailbox and back.
Yeah.
And then this morning, I went down 2 houses.
Perfect. Yeah.
So each day, I'm not overtaxing my body or pushing it farther than what it's willing to go right now. But yet I'm not staying where I was. I'm trying to push the boundary so
Yeah.
that I can build strength in my legs
Mhm.
back up, because I'm, from the fall, I mean, I'm still pretty shaky.
Yeah.
So I just want to get back to where I can take my, mile every other day walk.
Great.
Yeah.
I love that, Beth. Working with some patients in my past, I had a couple that were, they weren't older adults either. They were younger high school students that had injuries. And I would tell them, make it a goal. I'm going to make it to this house today on a
Right.
walk, and then
Right.
I'm going to come back. My next goal is to make it to a couple more houses down and come back around the block. And it just
Right.
builds. So we're going to talk a little bit about goals at the end of the day too, which is good and plays into that too. But a great answer, Beth. Thank you. Walking, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And the one thing I've learned in this process is to give myself grace.
Yes.
That
Good. Yeah.
it's okay if you don't make it today, because guess what? You can make it tomorrow.
I love it, Beth. I love it. That's the best attitude to have. Are
The
there
only
any?
attitude.
Yeah, exactly. It's great. I love it. Are there any other ideas out there that anybody who is willing to speak up on? What do you think can help improve your mobility besides walking? So general exercise, right? So I would say, strength training can be a good point. Um, Maintaining different things. As somebody, Patty put her hand up. Hi there, Patty. You don't have to put your hand up to talk. You can go ahead and just speak up.
Okay, I was challenged with finding out how to put my hand up, but I did it.
Good
So
job.
I was thinking, and I don't honestly do this, but I was just thinking that getting up and down, rather than just sitting down and then standing up when I'm ready, maybe to sit down and stand up like 10 times in a row, because that will help me get up off the toilet.
Yeah, exactly, right. That'll make sure it's easier for you to get up out of the toilet, to get in and out of the car or anything, in and off the couch, right? So those are going to be things that are going to help. And that is a form of doing strength training too, right? So that is a form of exercising your muscles to strengthen them. So the key thing to take away, I think, from today the most would be to avoid being stagnant and not exercising or moving around.
Right.
That might be difficult for others, okay? It's not the easiest thing to be able to exercise if you have some sort of an ailment either. So I like to just say there's always something you can try to do to improve your mobility. There's plenty of different things. We're going to talk about just a handful today, just a few, okay? But those were great. So sitting up and so standing up, sitting down, standing up, sitting down, implementing that little exercise. Maybe when you watch TV, you can kind of do sit to stands safely if you're confident and safe that you can do them without having a fall. Okay. You can do them in between commercials, or you can do calf raises when you're in the kitchen cooking and you have a counter. Little things like that really go a long way and make a big difference. Great. Those are good answers. Okay. Hi, Colleen. I know you came sneaking in a little bit later. So we're just talking about different ways that you can improve your mobility. And so far, we've pretty much just talked about walking and doing some squat motion for exercise, strength training. Is there anything else that can come to mind?
How about dancing?
Oh,
Dancing. Very good. Yeah.
A
Dancing.
little music when you're cooking.
Yeah. Put a little music on when you're cooking, and you can do a little dance in the kitchen, but you got to be careful, right?
Right.
Make sure there's not throw rugs or anything for you to trip on. I'm a big stickler on throw rugs. If you don't know me, I am. So good. I love it. Those are great answers. Let's go ahead and see what we got going on next. So in general, keep moving, right? To build up and have better mobility and keep that mobility, you should try to keep moving. As we age, we're all going to be losing some sort of coordination and flexibility and balance. I'm 33 and I'm already starting to feel less flexibility. I have horrible flexibility, but balance and things too. My coordination, I get dizzier easier than when I was younger. And I know the older you get, the more it's going to hit you. Okay. And this usually is happening through inactivity. Okay. Being stagnant, being on that couch potato, right? You're watching shows, you're watching TV, or if you're just not able to get up to do as much exercise as you'd like to, it's really difficult. So trying your best to be active is going to go a long way for you. And like, like Beth said earlier, it doesn't have to be, I'm going to walk 5 miles on this trail or in my neighborhood. It's just going down the street and coming back. That's going to make all the difference.
Right.
Making a routine, try to make a routine of, I'm going to walk every day after dinner, right? We're going to talk a little bit about goals and stuff, I think, at the end, because I think it's a good one to put in for this talk. And I have a point down here that says, don't let things like improper footwear slow you down. If you're not wearing the right footwear, you're going to have foot pain maybe, and it could cause you to fall if the shoes you wear aren't really secure around your ankle. So slippers and sandals aren't really the best thing. You want to try to really move around and be walking in tennis shoes. They could be Velcro, they could be laced, as long as they wrap around the ankle. I've even said Crocs around the home are okay because it goes around your ankle. But you want to be safe and make sure your ankle is secure, okay? Research is showing that just 30 minutes a day of 3 to 4 times a week of activity is going to really help reduce your risk, right? Now, that 30 minutes a day doesn't need to be 30 minutes straight. You could do 3 walks in a day and do 10 minutes each, right? You don't have to do 30 minutes straight. You can do a walk after breakfast, walk after lunch, and a walk after dinner, and you'll hit your 30 minutes every day, okay? Moving on to our next slide, if it'll work for me, because it's being wonky. So just staying physically active is like the key thing, again, of what we're kind of pushing here and talking about, right? So it's just one of the best ways that you can reduce your falls, and doing light exercise for that 20, 30 minutes a day can really help. I recommend finding a fun fitness class. We have some through us.
Yay, I love it.
Yeah, and Beth, Beth's in our Zoom class and she loves it. And
Love it.
It's such a good thing to do. It gets you motivated to exercise. I feel more motivated in a group, especially with these times of COVID. Things are opening up, shutting down, opening up, shutting down. You can be in groups and you have to be at home. There's classes online, there's Zoom classes with us, there's in-person classes with us. There's classes I've seen. If you have a smart TV, sometimes they have free exercise things on there. They might not be the best ones for seniors, but they could be things to help you start going a little bit, take tips from them, right? So yeah, I think a class is a very good thing to try to consider.
Right.
Okay, kind of keeps you accountable, because then you start making friends and they expect you to come.
I agree. It keeps you accountable. I agree. Totally.
Yeah, love it. Awesome.
I love our classes.
Good.
I miss them. I can't wait to get back.
Yeah, I know you will. Just take it day by day. You'll be back.
Yeah, I will.
So the next thing we're gonna just chat a tiny bit about was the daily walking. Beth said earlier she's been starting to do daily walking and it's having a great impact for her, right? So you want to make sure, just some tips for when you are walking and getting out there to move. Wear those good supportive shoes. I can never say it enough, okay? Secure that ankle. Bring along your walker or cane or your assistive device, okay? It's good to have, even if you're feeling good and you feel like I want to try and do it without it, but if you get tired, it'll be good to have, okay? You can use a walker or a cane and not put all your weight on it and get a good walk out of it, okay? Bring water bottle with you. Make sure you're staying hydrated. It's been super hot lately, okay? So make sure if you are going for a walk, maybe try to do it in the morning or the evening when it's cooling down. Bring water, dress appropriate. Don't wear sweats when it's hot out. And then you can always check air.gov and online, and that is a site that can show you the air quality around you. I know a lot of smartphones like mine too, if you have the weather app and you click on the town, if I'm in Oakdale where I live, I click on it and scroll down, it'll show you your air quality and a whole bunch of great information before you go for your walk, okay? So there's fire season going on right now, right? I know there's a few fires in Yosemite and stuff. We're not feeling smoke here, but if you go somewhere else, you want to make sure the air quality is good before you go for a walk. You don't want to breathe in dirty air, right? It's not good for your health. So, proper footwear. I know I've been talking about footwear a whole bunch. You're probably already sick of me talking about footwear, but just close around the ankle. Make sure they don't slide off, okay? Provide you with good support. Make sure they're good supportive shoes. They're not really cheap and they don't bend too easy. That can be an issue. They can really help with foot pain, okay? I have foot pain all the time, so it does help me. And then this last tip I like to mention, because it's part of my little spiel I do when I do home assessments, is to really try not to walk around your house with just socks, okay? If you have hardwood floors and tile in your bathroom or your kitchen, it's a fall waiting to happen, okay? So try to really avoid walking around in socks.
What about socks from the hospital with the, little soles that are non-slip?
They have grip on the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are better. If you were to walk around in socks, those are better. But you can't beat walking around with tennis shoes, okay? So the goal is to hopefully wear shoes that close around your foot. I would prefer you wear tennis shoes, but I would also prefer you to probably have, if you do wear socks with those gripped bottoms, I'd rather you do that than slippers or flip-flops, because those cause a lot of falls. Okay, so barefoot, if you need to, barefoot. Okay, but avoiding the just plain socks is a big one. Okay, because you don't know, but those can slip and you can have a bad fall. Okay. Another little point to talk about today is talking with your doctor. Okay, and this can be about a bunch of different things. Okay, so you can talk to your doctor about the best type of assistive device for you to use. If you're using a walker or a wheelchair, but you want to get to a point where you can use something else. Maybe they'll recommend a walker or a cane. Obviously talking to your doctor is what you would have to do. Okay, right. They're going to recommend what's best for you, but you want to make sure you ask them that you're, one thing, using the device correctly too. And the second thing is make sure your assistive devices really are working properly too. The brakes, sometimes you can lock the brake on a walker. I've seen those things go out so many times and it doesn't do anything, and then people use them to get up and they can fall. So checking in with your doctor about stuff like that is a great idea. If you do end up having a fall, make sure that you always call your doctor. Call your doctor even if you don't have a 911 assist or anything like that. If you just fall and you're able to get up and you say, hey, I feel pretty good, it's good to call your doctor, just so they have a heads up for your next visit, and that they know, okay, this is what's going on. And if you've hit your head, you should 100% call your doctor, no matter how minor. Okay, head injuries are very, very scary, and it's very important to get checked out. Okay, medications. We have Dr. Bob, who's usually a speaker who comes in here with me every other month, and he talks. And I know medications are a big thing that he talks about as well. A lot of medications out there make you loopy or dizzy, or can in some way, dealing with blood pressure, it can contribute to a fall. Okay, so talking to your doctor not only about the risks with your medication to falling, but talking to them about if there's a possibility for you to swap out certain medications for ones that are going to have less effects. Right. Okay, it's a good idea to just have a conversation with your doctor about these kind of things. They are there for you. So don't feel like you don't want to waste their time or bother them. Talk to them, okay? They will help you out and give you the best advice they possibly can, okay? And we're going to talk a little bit about using your assistive devices. Okay. I am a huge stickler on this one. All right. Now, if you have an assistive device and you don't use it, then it's not going to do anything for you. First off, these can help save your lives. They really, really can. Okay. You know, a lot of people tend to think that they're inconvenient or they might be a little embarrassed to use them. And I understand that. And it's difficult when you're getting older to be the person using a walker, right? But I use this story every time. When I worked as an aide in physical therapy, there was a client who came in, and a patient and her husband. They both came in and they were both our patients. The husband was very stubborn and did not want to ever use his walker. He was a high fall risk person, older adult. He never wanted to use his walker. And if he did, he was never in a happier mood. He was grumpy when he was using it. So me having to ensure he's being safe, being next to him all the time, didn't really sit well with him. But the one day I wasn't working and there was a newer person there, he didn't want to use his walker, and that person let him kind of figure his thing out. Well, he fell, and he fell straight on the floor, hit his head.
Oh no.
It was a bad event. Okay. And then I saw that patient about a week, 2 weeks later when he came back after resting some, and he was like, I should have just used my walker, because now he got even more setback to getting recovered to not having to use his walker.
That's right.
Using those assistive devices are key, especially if you're just recovering from something. If you need to use them, you should be using them. Okay. And I like to always say too, try to use them to where, just to where you need them. Don't put all your weight on them to the where you're not using your leg muscles as much as you could. They're there to help you not fall. They're not there to like subsidize walking, right? Or holding yourself up. Okay. So try to use it just to prevent your falls. Okay. You have assistive devices, use them. I do so many home assessments where they have walkers and canes, but they're all in the closet. And it's like, take these things out and use them. All right. For your vision is a big thing in falls. Okay. Hearing too. There's, hearing in your ears do with your balance. So having your hearing checked by a doctor will ensure that there's anything going on with that, throwing off your equilibrium or your balance. They can let you know and get you medication or help you out with that. But vision, having your vision checked regularly is good. Keeping your prescriptions up to date. Okay. My wife has not gotten a new glasses prescription in like 3 years. And she's like, it's okay. I can see good enough. And I'm always saying, you need to get it done yearly for me, at least. That way, if they start getting worse, then you can get the right prescription and you can see as clear as possible, right? You don't want to,
especially when we age, we have to be careful about stuff like macular degeneration.
Exactly.
We have
glaucoma.
Yes. And we have to stay on top of what's going on internally that we don't know how to check.
Exactly. So it's not just your vision getting blurry. It's also all these other things that can pop up that can contribute to other things. So very good point. So, and then a point I like to put in with vision all the time is if you can't see, don't move. So like, if you know where you're at and you're able to move around confidently, you could be safe. If it's an emergency, obviously, you have to get out if there's a fire or something like that. But if you're trying to move around and it's dark in your house, try not to go stepping. I had a client recently with the Dignity at Home Fall Prevention Program where her daughter put lights in her bathroom, but she didn't like it. So when she got up at night to go to the bathroom, it was like Christmas lights for her night lights.
Oh, geez.
And she said they were too bright when she was done using her restroom. She went and turned it off. And then she went to go back to her bed, couldn't find it, fell and had sustained a little bit of an injury, a pretty good injury. So it's, you know, those kind of things that are so preventable. Night lights. Please, if you don't have night lights, you can order night lights off of Amazon. You can get night lights at Home Depot, Best Buy, all these, Walmart, all these stores have them. But those are the kind of things you're going to set yourself up for success, right? So these are just most of the points that I really want to touch on with mobility and moving around. I think I put a couple of extra slides in here just for some extra points to touch on for you all, okay? Setting some attainable goals, okay? So really good goals, okay? How, you know, whether that goal is to walk 4 houses down from yours, whether that goal is to, I'm going to do 10 sit to stands during commercial, or if I'm going to do 3 sit to stands during commercial. Small goals lead to your big goals. That's what I've always said. I used to tell my patients that all the time.
I was going to do that yesterday. That we got at Green Bay.
Do your small goals and they go to your big goals. And then, yes, that's smart. I think I heard in Aaron's, I think they were saying that they saw it in Green Bag. We did use this in our Green Bag as well, but it is just a good all-around structure for making a goal. So SMART is this last point down here. You want your goal to be specific, be measurable, be attainable, be relevant, and in a timely manner, right? So you want it to be a specific goal that you can measure, that's realistic and attainable, and it's relevant to what you want to do, and you want to do it in a certain time frame, is what it's saying. So saying, I'm going to try to start doing 3 sit to stands during commercials 3 days this week. Sounds attainable, right? You have a time frame. You're going to do it before the end of the week. With this week, you're going to do it 3 times, and you're going to 3 days, and you're going to do it. It's measurable, those 3 days, right? So you want to hit those goals, and then once you hit that small goal of doing that week, you can bump it up and do it next week, and you can keep moving and keep going, and next thing you know, you're moving easier and you're moving around better. Okay. It helps you feel that really good sense of accomplishment, and then it gives you that confidence to want to accomplish other things, right? There's a saying I've heard before, you know, is if you want to change the world, make your bed. I don't know if anybody's heard that kind of a thing before. And it's, you know, as soon as you wake up, you make your bed, and that's the first task of your day done. So that task, accomplishing that task, makes you want to do your next task, right? So then you build off of it. I feel the same things are with your goals, okay? It's going to lead to progress overall for you, okay? And then I have the extra tip. I'm going to start throwing extra tips, I think, into my slides because I think it's a cool idea. It's just to have a plan, okay? And this is in regards to falls. So to preventing falls and to in case of you having a fall. So make a plan in case of having an emergency, whether that emergency is having a fall or if that emergency is that you have a fire. Make sure you have a plan. Make sure your pathways are clear. Make sure you know which way you're going to get out of the home or how you're going to get a hold of somebody in case you need help. Okay, making sure you have these steps, have these little checklists, these little plans really can help save your life too. Ensure you have a way to call for help if you need help. Making a check-in system with neighbors, friends, and family is a great thing to do too. I know Aaron and Naomi, you guys have been in a few of my classes now too. Same story I've said in a couple, but I think it's really impactful for people is that there was a person I did not specifically speak to him, but apparently he had fallen between his bed and his wall. He was unable to get up, and he was there for about a day or a few hours. Maybe it was a few hours, but he had a plan in place with his neighbors to where if they hadn't seen him in a day or a few hours, they would come over to check on him. And they did. and he wouldn't answer his door. So they went around to the window and saw him and called 911. And then first responders came and helped him.
Right.
That right there pretty much saved his life.
You're right.
Because you could be stuck there if you can't get to a life alert, or if you can't get to your phone, you know, it could be really dangerous and a really bad situation, you know. So make a plan. Friends, neighbors, family members, even if it's like, hey, I'm going to call you every evening after dinner while I'm on my walk, right?
Right.
Make these a routine thing. Okay, I'm gonna go for a walk every day after dinner. That could be a good small plan. And then I'm gonna go ahead and call my son or daughter on that walk and just see how their day is, so they know that I'm okay. Those are pretty good goals to try to do. Okay. And then the last bullet is another one of my little things I like is hope for the best, but plan for the worst. Okay. Plan for that worst outcome possible, but hope for the best. Okay. Always good to be prepared. That's my motto. Be prepared for whatever comes your way. So just a couple of bullet points to touch on, right? So preventing those future falls, you just want to keep exercising regularly if you can, or as much as you can, even if it's just doing a little bit. If it's just doing 10 minutes, that's something, okay? Make sure to have that vision, hearing checked. Check your home for fall hazards, okay? Don't have clutter. Tripping cords, right? Those cords you can trip over. Bath mats, shower mats are good to have, but bath mats are slippery. But throw rugs in general, I do not like throw rugs. I have a war against throw rugs pretty much. Watch your surroundings when you are walking outdoors. Okay. My wife, every time we go for a walk, she trips on a crack. And I make fun of her every time. She needs to pick her feet up. So really watch where you're walking, especially on those sidewalks. If you see a big tree, know that there's roots, and those roots might mess up the concrete and you can trip. And medication management, we talked about a little bit, and invest in yourself. You know, you can always join a fall prevention program. We have our Young at Heart strength training programs. I'm going to go over a bunch of them just really quick after this. First one is our Young at Heart Steps program, which is starting soon. It starts August 15th. Beth, you might like this one. It's walking. All you do is walk, and you walk on your own time. You walk, all you do is track your steps and track your miles, however you can. And then you turn them into us every 4 weeks. It's for 12 weeks. So every 4 weeks, you'll shoot us an email or a call and say, hey, I walked these many steps, and we put it into the system for you. We keep them all calculated. And at the end, we have a brunch here, and we all hang out and we get to kind of talk and meet each other. There's a little awards that go out to people. We do some raffle prizes last time, so hoping they do it again this time. And the fun thing is that we're participating this time. So I'm going to be signing up today. Crystal, one of our other employees, signed up today or yesterday. So we're all doing like a little in-house challenge with us too. So we'll be out there with you walking. You can sign up neighbors and friends with you if you can get them to go too. And you can have groups. You can walk alone. It's completely up to you. I know some people tend to meet at the Modesto Mall and they walk. But it's just an incentive to get you out to walk more. Okay, that's the goal. Okay, and like we talked about earlier, walking is a big thing in fall prevention and staying mobile. Okay, next one was the Dignity at Home Fall Prevention Program. It's my program. This is the one that I am in charge of. Okay, it's, you know, help increase your confidence by staying independent, right? So putting in things like grab bars, shower chairs, bath mats. This little thing on the toilet is a toilet seat safety frame that I love to get for people. It's so beneficial if you're having issues with that kind of stuff. Great program, okay? If you qualify, it is an income-based program. You have to be at least 60 years or up or disabled. You can also be under 60 but be disabled. You have to have a fall risk. Okay, so you just have to go ahead and you'll when we do an assessment over the phone, we talk a little bit and we'll find out what your fall risk score is. Okay. We do hope that you're fully vaccinated for COVID-19. That's the only way I'm able to actually go to the home to do the assessment, to do the program. Just a little bit of the guidelines right here shows that it is income, right? So it's a one-person household is $3,300 or less a month, or a two-person household is $3,800 or less a month. If you have any questions, you can always call us. My number is going to be at the end of this too, but this phone number right here, this phone number is how to start the process. That's the pre-screening process, okay?
Right.
So call them, that's Area Agency on Aging. They will start and ask you questions and see all your income, and then they shoot it over to me, and then you'll get a nice, amazing phone call from yours truly. And then we'll start the process and see what we can do for you, okay?
Right.
And another class was one that I just led today. I've been talking like crazy all morning. So I did lead the Young at Heart Strength Training class on Zoom this morning. It's great. I love doing it. I wish I could do it more. We do use rubber tubes for equipment for resistance bands, okay? It's about an hour long. We do it twice a week. There's multiple classes all around. We have some in Oakdale. One in Riverbank, I think. We have a few over in Modesto. They're all over. We're hoping to get one in Turlock, I believe, fairly soon. We always need volunteers for instructors too. If you know anybody that wants to volunteer and be an instructor, they can always come take the training and do that. Great class. That's going to be your strength training, right? This is going to be building that muscle strength, you know, reducing your chance of having that atrophy where your muscles will actually weaken and lessen. So you really want to stay strong, and that's what's going to help with your mobility as well. Okay, so that's our number on the bottom, the 525-4670. So if you do want to join, give us a call. Some places are waitlisted, but some are not. So we try to find out where you live and what's the best place for you if you want to do in person. If you don't want to do it in person yet, you can do Zoom. Yes, Beth.
One of the things I don't know if anybody that's in our group here today has been participating in this particular class, but for me, I have mobility issues and I have lung capacity problems.
Yeah.
And the nicest thing about the class is that you can do it and you don't have to do it standing up.
Yeah.
There's always a way that you can use the chair and still do all of the same things, only not do the physicality that's required to do the standing up.
Exactly.
And I still find it very, very beneficial. So
good.
I don't want anybody to feel that there isn't an opportunity, even if you're, being held back because of some physical illnesses. Go for it.
Exactly. Great, Beth. That was a great point to point out, actually. Yeah, every exercise in this class you can do seated in a chair.
Yeah.
It's a great class for you to do.
It is. It's
really,
a great class.
it really is. So I love the Zoom class. I think it's very convenient. Don't be worried about it. It's not difficult to get in. We just shoot you an email. You click on the link and you'll pop right in.
Right.
Okay. Super, super great class. Okay. Let's see what else we got over here, because there are a few. Click it. Okay. Tai Chi is another great class, okay, that we do with Healthy Aging Association. This one is for arthritis and fall prevention, right? It improves that balance, confidence, and strength. It's a great class. It's Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. It's in person. It's at that St. Paul's Episcopal Church in Modesto. Vaccinations required. I don't know. I don't think you don't have to wear masks if you don't want to or anything like that. Great class. I've been to it. It's fun. They balance better than I do. I swear. Like, their balance is amazing. Their balance is so good. It's insane. So I really do like that class a lot. Now, the other class is the class that I lead. So if you're loving my voice and you want to see me more, we have this Tai Chi Quan Moving for Better Balance class. Okay, that's held in this building at Stanislaus Veterans Center. And it's Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2:30 to 3:30 in the afternoon. I know it's a random time, but it's a great class. This is solely based on fall prevention. Okay, this one is we're about halfway through right now, so you can still join, and you just take it nice and slow with us. It's a lot of fun. It's a great class. You really get to kind of get centered, and it helps you kind of meditate a little bit so you can relax, and it does help you to prevent falls. I had a person in my class who almost fell, and she said that the stuff she learned in our class prevented her from falling. Like, it's promoting this muscle memory. So it's a really good one. Matter of balance classes are great. We do these too. This is a class that is tested. It's nationwide. So a lot of places do this class. It's a 9 classes that are 2 hours. Okay. The groups are small, 8 to 12 people. So there usually is a wait list. Okay. But it's a good thing to get on the wait list because a good amount of people end up dropping out or they don't answer and for the new classes. So putting your name on the wait list is a great idea. That way we can give you a call when the spot opens up. They're in person. They're not so much exercise. There's a little bit exercise. It's more about psychologically getting through and coming over your fears of falling. Okay. Very great class to do. Okay. If you're interested in this one, again, give us a call. Okay. And I wanted to just shout out really quick and let everybody know what's going to be happening in the next month. August 24th, we are having a COVID-19 vaccine and booster clinic over here at the Stanislaus Veterans Center in Modesto. So that's Coffee Road in Sylvan. Going to be great. They're going to have all up-to-date boosters and the vaccine for COVID-19. So if you just aren't fully vaccinated and you want to, you just don't know what to do, or if you're not sure if a neighbor wants to or whatever, right? So you can always give them the information too. But it's the 24th of August. If you're in any of our stuff, which you should be because you received all this stuff, you'll be hearing more about it. Okay, just wanted to be on your radar. So in summary for today, let's remember we want to take away things like staying active, keep moving or walking. So what's like another good way to stay moving or walking? I always say parking farther from the store or the grocery store, right? So you have to walk a few more steps to get in the store and a few more steps to get out to your car. So things like that, like making those little changes like that can make a big impact too. Use your assistive devices. Don't forget to talk with your doc. Set those SMART goals too, okay? And then our programs are on the right that I showed earlier. I have the Young at Heart Steps program red lighted because that one's starting in like 2 weeks. So try to get registered. Give us a call on the bottom if you want to register, or you can email us. That way we can go ahead and get you set up so you can be in the program too. Great. And then I just wanted to go ahead and shout out for our next Wellness Wednesday. It's going to be August 31st at 2 p.m. We are changing the time, okay? So it's going to be at 2 starting next month, okay? It's not going to be at 11. It'll be at 2, all right? And we're going to talk a little bit about assertiveness and fall prevention. So this is kind of speaking up, okay? Speaking your mind and being assertive that you're not going to fall, okay? And this one might have Dr. Bob, not too sure. I'm going to reach out to him and see if you can go ahead and come. Okay.
And we'll get an email on that, right?
Yes, you will. You'll get an email, Beth. Okay. And that's all I have today for everybody. Okay. So that was our Wellness Wednesday.
Thanks.
All righty.
Shawn, we appreciate you.
You're very welcome. Well, you all take care. Unless you have any questions, you can go shoot me a question. Okay.